When I found out about it, it was on my granddaughter's birthday, February the 22nd, 2022. And we were thinking about celebrating a party and all this stuff. And my daughter called me and she said, "Have you heard about the turnpike?" And I said, "What turnpike?" I was devastated. I thought, you can't do this. I'm Janette Ward. This is basically home. And like I said, you'll hear the rooster. You see it, this is family that was taken a few years ago. And I like my little saying because my husband and I, we've been married 62 years. And this is more recent. That's him and me and the 3 kids. These are grandkids and her family and his family, and the grandson and their kids live across the street over there. But my grandson lives here with 3 great grandkids, and around the corner here is my granddaughter's home, and that great old big barn thing is a mechanic shop and my son's woodworking shop. And why they're crossing the river at that big of a point makes no sense to me whatsoever. You know, because that's the widest point they could cross that river. They could cross it right here with a whole lot less people, a whole lot less all kind of stuff. So we used to have a big orchard out there, and I think all we grow now is pears. Most beautiful view of the green fields. I always thought when I was real young, give me a big pretty house and green fields all the way around. I finally got that. I grow dandelions on purpose. I make dandelion jelly. A lot of people think that's silly, and that is the biggest procedure you ever seen in your life to make dandelion jelly. You have to have just the yellow blooms, and to get a quart of yellow blooms is a massive amount of work, but the jelly is so good. And then down south, just on the end of that road down there, we have mulberry trees, and we make mulberry jelly. So I make jelly out of anything I think that's edible, and I cook all the time. I love to cook. But like I say, our home was built because I was raising 2 teenage grandkids, and was going to take on Don's folks as they were elderly and sick and stuff, because he promised them they were going to nursing home. And so therefore, we built this monstrosity of a house, but it accommodated what we needed, and we kept them for 7 years. And we open everything up and have a big old family gathering, every party, birthday, or whatever you could put together. So we have a lot of fun. And like I say, that's not all of the family there, but it's a big part of them. Counted the other day, when we had everybody here, there was like 23 of us. And it, you know, that's growing. That was a pretty drastic flood there. And we have videos of where it's literally pieces, probably big as this room, falling off into the river. And then some of these great old big trees, all of a sudden it's just, they're gone. And about this time and all this flooding and everything, we had massive amount of trees, 100 beautiful trees out there, and we called it our picnic area. We'd go over there just across the creek and have a wonderful picnic time and with all the family. And the river come in and cut all that out. And now it's been 40 years or so. Those trees are great old big tall trees again, and they're wanting to bring a turnpike across here and cut out all them trees again. Like I say, we've been out here since 1976, and we've actually farmed the place a lot longer than that. See how this is elevated right through here? He was going to build about 4 homes right through here for the upcoming teenagers that is going to need homes. We've got the dirt piled in there, and then we're just at a standstill because we thought, well, what's the point at this point? Our well is right there. That little orange building is the purest water. It's about 600 feet deep, and it's about the purest water in the whole state of Oklahoma. I'm telling you, it is wonderful water. Great-granddaughter lives in that little trailer. These are just a couple of neighbors here, and then it gets down to family. My granddaughter and her husband and my little great-granddaughter lives right here. They're pretty special, especially my little great-granddaughter. She just turned 6 the other day. My granddaughter Bridget, her mother was sick with cancer, and said something about can we fix it back up and let my mom live here? And I said, okay, we did that. And then right after that, when she passed away, Don's cousin moved out, was staying with us a couple of weeks, and he said, Becky, why don't we just move you down here in this little house? And my grandson wanted to move in here, so he come in here and he dolled it all up and he painted and he fixed it, and so he's living there now. And my other son here lives here. He's retired from the military. He was in the Oklahoma National Guard for 38 years. It's a pretty good sized cattle operation. We have hired some help to keep up with, and the one I'm really, concerned about is the whole feedlot area and his house, and right here in the corner, that little house, all of that will go. His daughter lives here. His wife passed away about 4 or 5 years ago with cancer. So he's the one that works in the big shop barn up there and does woodwork and all kind of construction stuff. So I just can't fathom seeing that turnpike coming through here and literally cutting my farm family in half. The river took so much land, we endured that. The building up here half a mile north, we understand progress. We understand that's going to happen. We endure that. But a turnpike to go right across the middle of our place, I don't think so. Can't endure that.